the annuity side, we basically have relationships with every carrier. So we have the preferred platform with Allianz. We have American Equity. We are a preferred partner with North American. And then we have a very strong strategic relationship with Legacy. Legacy is who I am going to primarily discuss just now, simply because we have an opportunity that we are opening up to some people that we haven't worked with before, aka anyone on this call. We are, I guess, a strategic partner with Legacy. For those of you who don't know who Legacy is what I like to call a third-party product engineer. They actually create annuities, and then they find carriers to underwrite their products. So they're a really unique spot, actually. They are not a marketing organization in the sense that they recruit agents. They do not. They work only with marketing organizations that do recruit agents. They're not a carrier, so they have the unique opportunity to build products that carriers can't even build, just simply because they don't have the same criteria. But then they get those underwritten by amazingly good carriers. So they have a lot of really neat options available, some very good accumulation options. We're talking caps as high as 8, even 12 on some products. Liberty Mark specifically, that's underwritten by Americo. So those are unreal. Lifetime income options, just as good as what you'd find on the Allianz platform or the North American platform. Very flexible, lifetime income, other things. Doublers for confinement or home health care, all the features that we're used to seeing on the income side. So what we are doing is we were offered, as one of their preferred FMOs, they offered about 5 FMOs the opportunity to invite 4 of their agents quarterly to an event out in Northern California. It's out in Sonoma County, wine country, beautiful area. That's actually not far from where Legacy is housed. And it is a 2-day event. Tom Hegna, which if any of you have been in the industry for any period of time, I'm sure you're aware of who he is, but he is a guru in the annuity lifetime income space and how to tell that story and how to position products to match that. And the research and the study that he's done for the books he's written, is amazing. He's in all kinds of different magazines in our industry. I just read something from him yesterday in one of our annuity magazines that was out, discussing, the importance of lifetime income, and the conversation is not just about your assets or your 401k, but it's how are you going to put that into real life, everyday money that you need to live off of, especially with Social Security decreasing and all of those other things happening. So anyway, he is going to be a part of that training. This is the fourth and final training of the year. The other events have been huge successes. The whole goal is to get folks out to Legacy that are, either new to Legacy, maybe new to us, but have not had the opportunity to see the tools and the resources that Legacy has to offer, or to understand their portfolio and how to position it in a sale. You'll get coaching with Tom Hegna, not only at the event, but there's ongoing coaching for the next 6 to 12 months following. And the entire goal is to help you guys as agents increase your annuity production by $1 million to $2 million over the next 12 months. We are seeing that happen with our agents who have already participated in the program. We've got people who participated who are securities licensed. We've had folks who are just straight up insurance. So there's no limiting on either one of those fronts. This event is actually taking place on the 3rd and 4th of November. So that is right around the corner. We had it full, and we had 2 people that couldn't go. They had something come up. One person had a surgery. The other person had a family situation. And we have 2 spots that pulled open. So we were basically just kind of trying to see who we could generate new relationships with and give an opportunity to someone who maybe hasn't worked with us in the past. So what it requires is they want to see that you've done somewhere around $1 to $1.5 million in production in annuities over the last 12 months. Doesn't necessarily matter the carrier, as long as you have some proof of production that you were able to do those kind of numbers. We don't want novice advisors at this event. These need to be, folks who know annuities, understand lifetime income story, understand, products that are in the industry right now. We also, it's covered as far as your pay, your airfare, your meals, your stay while you're there is covered. There's obviously a lot of training that's going on. They're cramming a lot into 2 days. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what the opportunity is. The criteria, like I said, is that, production requirement. In addition to that, we would obviously want your legacy contract. So if somebody already has a legacy contract, we would need to have a conversation and, see if that is something that, you haven't used before. Maybe we could help you get familiar with them and move that contract over, or just start out with that contract. I think that's kind of it in a nutshell. There's also some strategic things happening with the Department of Labor. Are any of you guys keeping up on the Department of Labor changes? John, Brian, Michael, Daniel, anyone?
Yeah, obviously. Yep.
Okay. So, this is to, say it again, I'm sorry?
To our broker-dealer, they have this in tune, yes.
Okay, good. So you already a registered rep, so you've got a broker-dealer that you're going to be working with. Is this John?
Speaking. Yes, Tom Marquardt.
Okay. So we would need to have a conversation just to see, what your options are. If you're tied to a broker-dealer, you probably already know this, that, you may be limited on what you can write outside of them. But like I said, we've had a couple other folks that we still work with on that do have a broker-dealer that have still participated in the program and seen great success and really love the product lines. There's, 7-year products and things that fit more with that style, or with the criteria for you guys. So anyway, the Department of Labor ruling is kind of turning a lot of people upside down. Randy Pearson and I were out at the NAFA convention 2 weeks ago in Phoenix, and many of the other FMOs were there. There was a panel of 6 FMOs that we heard talk about what they are planning to do. We listened to the 3 attorneys that are fighting the Department of Labor right now. And at the end of the day, I wish that there was some more clarity, but ultimately, we're all just kind of moving ahead as we can, without any real definite as to how this is going to all, pan out. The attorneys didn't feel like they had a good measure, if you will, on what was going to be happening or what the judge was feeling or thinking. So we're preparing, for whatever may come, and Legacy is one of those key relationships for us. Legacy is actually filing to be a financial institution, and there are other FMOs that are all saying they're going to sign the BICE. Obviously, if you got a broker-dealer, they're already in compliance with so much of these things that it's really not going to phase them a whole lot. But if you're a straight insurance producer, then there are other FMOs saying that they're going to sign the BICE, just so that you can keep this in mind. The Department of Labor doesn't even understand what an IMO is. That was something we discussed at NAFA a couple weeks ago. They are not even necessarily going to allow IMOs, field marketing organizations, to sign a BICE, because they're still trying to understand who the IMO is. So even if you have an IMO that is saying, look, we're going to file for, we're going to sign the BICE, we're going to make that work, there's no guarantee they're going to be allowed to do that. So keep that in mind. That's one of the reasons why we're aligning with Legacy, because Legacy is not a marketing organization in the sense that we are, or some of these other groups you may be working with. Like I told you, they're a third-party product engineer. They're kind of their own entity, and they work with IMOs. And they aren't signing the BICE. They are actually filing to become a financial institution. So in the same kind of concept that your broker-dealer functions, they would function on that same side. They're an RIA, so they've got that available. As long as, many sales systems, they're bringing on 4 new carriers. So there'll be proprietary product lines as well as the base product lines for those 4 carriers that are going to be kind of revealed over the next, 3 or 4 months here. So that's one of the reasons why we really value this relationship, and, not sure what you guys are planning, but that's something to keep in mind. You want to make sure you're aligned properly when it comes to the DOL and how that's going to change our world moving forward. So that basically is it in a nutshell. If it's something that you guys are interested in and at least getting more information on, I would love to actually have a conversation. I know there's only 4 of you, it looks like, on the call. So, my information is, I'm going to give it to you since not everybody has their computer up. But the number, I'm going to give you my cell number. That's the number I have on my business card. My advisors use it. If you use it, I just block you or something like that. The number is 317-514-0799, 317-514-0799. Obviously, Daniel is the one who has made this introduction and this connection, and so I would be keeping him in the loop and maybe even doing a three-way phone conversation if you guys are interested, so that he's, in on what's going on, since he's kind of spearheading this, with you guys. But that would be, I guess, the way to take the next step. If that's something that is of interest to you, that event on the 3rd and 4th of November, like I said, we have 2 more spots open. I'm not only speaking with you guys, but I've got quite a few other organizations that are, interested in maybe putting somebody that direction. So we are obviously trying to get it filled as soon as humanly possible, because we're looking at, basically next week. So, do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I've got a quick question. If it sounds like, and I apologize for making some assumptions here, but it sounds like if the opportunity to get out to California isn't in the cards, that the opportunity is off, or outside of going out to California and doing the training, trying to figure out how they can increase my production by $1 to $2 million a year of annuity business. When I come back home, if I were to attend, what would be the next step? Like, how would that, where does the generation of prospects or leads, or where does the generation of opportunities really come from as soon as I come back on my home soil?
Right, that's a very good question. So part of what they focus on when you're out there is helping you figure out how you're, in your situation and your business and in your environment where you're at back home, how you're going to prospect, whether that is using a lead program, whether that is using an existing book of business, whether that's using strategic relationships. There's a huge portion of what they do during that 2 days that is helping you figure out how you're going to get into more situations to get in front of prospective clients. So that's a piece of it. We, at Gordon Marketing, we have, an annuity lead program, among other programs. And so, if it's just leads that you're wanting or a way to get in front of more people, we have multiple options on that front. But what they're going to do is they're going to actually take your situation, because this is a small group. Like I said, we're only allowed to send 4 people each time, and there's only a handful of FMOs allowed to participate. You're going to get some one-on-one. You're going to get some time to do some strategic planning for your business model and your situation. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
And Christy, this is Daniel. So for those that would not be able to go to California, for example, for training, I'm sure we will have webinars and additional training available if they want to join us and join Legacy. So give us any details on that you have.
Yes, without a doubt. Actually, we do a lot of things. Let me just specify a couple of things. One of the things that Gordon Marketing does is train. We are huge when it comes to training. And we jump on a plane and come out and do face-to-face training. We do CE training. We take a topic like Index University. Levon Justice and I just created that. We're going to get CE attached to it. So there's big picture stuff. When it comes to specific things for carriers, for Legacy also is big on training. They have what's called an income university. Every year they do it 6 or 7 times a year across the United States, so that they're in areas and regions where people can get to them. Once you actually go to one of those type of universities, we've actually hosted one here too, then you have access to all kinds of software and tools and retirement planning tools that they have available on their website. They also are going to be working through and creating over the next 2 months here a sales system to stay compliant with the changes with the DOL that are possibly coming. It's going to be very comprehensive. It's going to give you, I guess, a way to hone in and nail down what products you should be showing, which ones are going to help you stay compliant by giving enough options, but still advising your clients properly. So there will be lots of opportunities. Webinars, we do those frequently. It just kind of depends. Then also Legacy has a lot of training that you can access on their website, in addition to, like I said, their universities and things that they have. Gordon Marketing as a whole, we actually do an event every January where we take producers who are new to us. who have, done a certain criteria, like 750,000 in annuities, I think was the criteria, which is not real difficult to do. If they're new to us, they've never been on one of our trips before or anything like that, we have it like a 3 or 4 day event. We're going to San Diego this year, or next year in January. This year we went to New Orleans, and Legacy was there, as well as 2 or 3 other core annuity carriers, and then 3 or 4 core life carriers. And we did a lot of fun, and then we did some real hands-on training during just 2 or 3 hours in the mornings, and then dinners and sightseeing and all that kind of stuff. So this is a relationship that's new between you guys and us. There's multiple opportunities for training and just rewards, to say thank you for coming on board and give you more opportunity to learn. Does that make sense, Daniel?
Yep, definitely. Thank you so much, Christy. So if there are any more questions, we can discuss now, or you can email us, Christy or myself, and I'll be in touch, and we'll discuss any additional details, contracting. I'm going to have the contracting paperwork to everybody that it's going to request it, whether by email or phone, or just let me know now.
Writing down who's on the call, so I can send that to you so that you know and can kind of follow up with them.
Perfect.
And then I told you my number, 317-514-0799. And then I'm sure you guys all have Daniel's information. So yeah, I'll make sure to coordinate with you too, Daniel, if I hear anything. And of course, no problem doing another call or whatever you want to do.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you, Christy, and thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It was great talking with you, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.